anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and it happens. Yeah, so this is where I had shower this morning. The staff sleeping. I think that's the kitchen. Tiles, the move. Hello guys, and welcome back. Well, today in this place called Nido. In particular, this area is called Koron Beach. I just wanted to show you around and show you actually something, but at the same time discuss something that happened to me yesterday. Something similar has happened in the past, and I've been thinking to share with you guys a bit of a perspective, just to, so we keep things realistic, not just sunshine and rainbows and travel videos where you see blue lagoons all the time. So yes, they do exist, but there are also things about traveling that that unfortunately do happen. And if you have heard of Murphy's Law, it says clearly, hello mate, hello, mate. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and it happens. When you travel, it happens all the time. So it's good to be in the mindset to be able to prepare yourself instead of just getting to the situation and then say, oh my God, this is shit. And then, your travel plans kind of like turn off. But we'll talk about that in detail very soon. So I just walked through this little alleyway. Comes off this main road. But have a look at this one here. And it's not probably the most amazing setup around. But if you appreciate just the effort here for someone who built this little walkway that leads us to this heaven, I think that's pretty cool. We still have people, living around these areas. There are cottages which are actually pretty cute. I'll show you one of those from the outside for you to consider. Beautiful tall palm trees. What a day! What a day to be alive. So anyone who wishes to come to El Nido, which is one of the islands in Philippines, one of the thoughts that does come in mind is where to stay, because El Nido is pretty big. So starting off with this one here, have a look. So this Coron Beach is this stretch here. It goes from that corner, and then it wraps around here, and you see all these boats are already harbored in, and there are cottages here, especially, let's say, for example, this one here is probably more visible than the others. So how cool would be to live at this place here? Like, you're literally on a beach that isn't super busy, but at the same time look very surreal. All right, so let's just discuss what happened. So I booked my accommodation, and this is what I spoke about in my previous video as well. The booking ahead is, it's always ideal, but I thought this time I'll just book on the go, and these are the consequences that can happen. So I booked my accommodation here at the last minute, so obviously the best places always get snapped up. So the first in, best dressed. Anyway, I found myself a place, and then get to the I caught a ferry from Coron, and on the way I saw an email from the place, and they said, sorry, we double booked it, so we don't have a place for you, but we have organized an alternative for you. I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. So lucky I saw it. So it's still within the area, but lucky I saw the email. When I got to the place, and it did not look very nice. Like, it's okay, it's livable, but it did not what I expect. You come in off a ferry, you walk up at 5 in the morning, 5 hours on the ferry, you come off this island, and when you see something like that, or have to be share the bathroom with, I don't think even if it's a proper accommodation, it's just something you share with, I think, the people who live downstairs. Literally a room they just gave me, like a makeshift, to say, all right, Sammy's, we need to put him somewhere for a day, and we'll just let him in one of our rooms. So they're like, oh, this is the bathroom, we gotta share, and I don't like it. Like, I like traveling and stuff, and I do know that things like that can happen. But I like to have my whole room set up so I can put my computer down and all my stuff is there. I like to be a little bit organized. With the bathroom and stuff, you know, it's always handy. Once you lock your door, then you're in there. Anyway, and the last night, the bloody electricity went out about, I don't know, about midnight. And it started to get hot. But this is the thing about traveling. I was a little bit turned off when the electricity went off because I'm like, what is this shit, you know? Like, my accommodation got stuffed up. But then I thought about the day when I was in Dong Hoi in Vietnam. Hey guys. That's it, man. That's it, the locals. Where are you guys off to today?
Huh?
Where are you guys going out today?
No.
Not today, just day off, Sunday. Why not? It's Sunday, so everyone deserves a day off. So I remember that night in Vietnam, and it was the hottest I have ever been in terms of, you know, the night when you're sleeping. And I thought to myself last night, I'm like, okay, Sammy, that's not that bad. Like, I know the electricity went off, and you know, it's not probably the ideal temperature, but it's not as bad as that other night. And this is what, when I talk about travel, that it teaches you, it makes you more resilient. It lets you compare at least with other circumstances, scenarios in your life where you can say, okay, well, it's not that bad, or yeah, it's worse than that. So it sets your bar up a bit to a point where you can say to yourself, you know, it's not too bad. I'll probably just sit down here. It's really nice. And, you know, like, it's all well and good about traveling and posting those amazing shots, amazing drone shots. And do they exist? Of course they do exist. Of course they do. But there are other parts of travel that no one should be naive to the fact that not consider them, or, you know, it'd be very gullible to think, oh, that's not going to happen to me, because it does happen. You know, back to the Murphy's Law. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. Things like that. So it's best to be prepared mentally, I think. When you're traveling, just because you book a ticket, it doesn't mean your flight's going to take off. Just because you book accommodation, it doesn't mean the hotel's going to be there. Happened to me in the past when I went to Vietnam, turned up in Ho Chi Minh City, 11 o'clock at night, the hotel didn't exist. You know, and then you just deal with it. You know, like, you can get upset, and I think it's good to have your moment, and then you put yourself together and say, okay, you know, what can I do from here? And these little things actually make you appreciate more about traveling. You know, like, it lets you enjoy those beautiful moments even more, because if everything is just handed over and you know, presented in an amazing way, then how do you compare that? Like, how do you compare why it's better in comparison to what? So I think moments like this where things go wrong, and I'm actually going to show you the place where I'm staying at, and you'll be like, wow, the tiles are like moving. It's literally like, I'm like, what is this place? Not as bad, but it's not ideal. But I was okay, I dealt with it. And then next time when I go to a nice place, I will actually appreciate it, like a shower. Like, I had a shower this morning from this bucket. Like, it's literally a bucket of the tap, but the shower doesn't really work. It's like a dripping. So put a bucket and water on me. I had to have shower. Did it feel the same clean? Yeah, of course it did. So everything is doable. It just, sometimes you gotta, what's the word for it? You gotta, no, I'm not gonna get that word. Of course I'm not. When I need the word, it's not gonna come in my head. You gotta improvise. That's the one. You gotta improvise sometimes with the situation, and whatever you have in your hand, you got to do that. So it's best to, you know, just have that back in your mind and mentally prepare yourself. It's nice to be optimistic, but I think it's practical to be wary of the fact that if something goes wrong, just be prepared. And if I just post videos of amazing stuff, lagoons and all the kind of stuff, and someone travels and something happened to them, and they're going to think it only happened to them, and it's going to turn off their travel plans, and that's where I fail. So my purpose of the videos is to show you guys the factual stuff, you know, to talk about and show you guys the factual stuff, what I see, what I do. And if I see something amazing, I'll show you that. If I happen to encounter something like this, I will show you that. That way, when people are, you know, seen this, they were like, okay, happened to Sammy, happened to other people, it can happen to me. It's okay. We can move forward, and then you know your travel continues. You don't get turned off or put off by an incident or two. So this is my purpose of traveling, just to be resilient, trying to be more accommodating, trying to be more flexible with the situations, not get frustrated, and most importantly, trying to appreciate what I have back home. I always do, but I know not a lot of us actually do appreciate a good shower pressure. You know, that's a privilege. You know, you turn on the tap and start drinking. That's a privilege. Just little things like that. So when you travel to these countries, or pretty much, you know, other parts of the world, and then you see what you have is actually probably someone's dream. So yes, they're beautiful, that's amazing, but a travel is a package which has goods and bads and average stuff. So don't be afraid to be in those situations, and this is the stuff I like to share with you guys. So if you think that's something that you find useful, interesting, give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. And if you're new to my channel and this is something that you can relate yourself to, would appreciate if you subscribe and press the bell icon. When there'll be a future video, you get the notification. So we travel this together. There'll be many more videos coming up. This is my third or fourth leg in Philippines. I'm in El Nido for a few days, and I really want to show you the actual part of El Nido where the port is. So that's on the other side of those two mountains. In between that, that's where the town is more happening. This part here is less happening. So I wanted to show you both sides. So we'll explore, make more videos. So that way when you're booking your accommodation or something, to pick a location that suits you more, you can have a look and say, okay, that's what I want or that's not what I want. So everyone's different, but we'll be making more videos down the track. From here, I'll be actually traveling to Puerto Princesa, which is like 5 hours on a van. You just travel with locals, and sometimes if you get lucky, you might get a goat or a dog or cat or birds in that van as well, because that's a mode of transportation for people as well to move locally. So looking forward to that journey as well, and then I'm flying back to Manila from there on to my next adventures. Not going back home anytime soon. I hope the plans continue. I would love for you guys to enjoy with those plans as well. I'll show you guys a little bit, and then we go back and show you my five-star accommodation. Still good. It's pretty much. Are we going soon? Before that, I'll show you the bathroom. It's pretty much where they do the clothes and stuff. And oh well. Yeah, so this is where I had shower this morning. The staff sleeping. I think that's the kitchen. And this is another room. This is I'm just showing to you guys so you get a perspective. So here it is. I know it doesn't look too bad. Like, it's got air conditioning. It's got 2 bunk beds. So not bad. But the overall vibe was just, I don't know, creepy. You know, you look at these tiles, they move. I'm like, geez, it's gonna become a sinkhole or something. But anyway, I survived, and I'm off to my actual hotel. So packed my bag, and they're gonna just take me right after this video.